And a cyclist in Durham suffers horrific crush injuries after being hit by a bus.
Let's get the blood in.
60 minutes that will change their lives forever.
You will constantly be surprised just what you can bring back from the jaws of death.
Emergency ambulance, tell me exactly what's happened.
He's out cold.
Is he awake?
51 minutes ago, at Northeast Ambulance Service Control, operators received a call about a man in Durham in critical condition after a serious road accident.
Hello, ambulance service, can you tell me what the problem is?
We're near Albert Bridge. There's a guy just got hit by a bus. He was on a bike. He's been really badly injured. He's underneath it. The wheel went right over him.
We'll get somebody there as quickly as we can.
31-year-old male injured in Durham about an hour ago. He's a cyclist underneath a bus, had to be extricated. Ben has severe injuries to his chest, which is deformed, and possible pelvic injury as well. He's had 2 units of red cells en route. His last blood pressure was 110 systolic, heart rate still in the 130s. So evidence of severe chest injury and bleeding.
Okay, thanks, Phil.
The weight of the bus has crushed Ben's chest, causing major internal bleeding. It's been 20 minutes since cyclist Ben arrived at Newcastle's major trauma centre after being crushed by a bus.
Blood pressure is 124/88.
Continuous blood transfusions have so far kept Ben alive. Baz now needs to scan him to find the source of his internal bleeding as soon as possible.
Marie? Yeah, we're done. Okay. The longer you leave it, the more you're risking the patient suffering from multi-organ failure. I have seen the patients die within minutes.
Two and a half hours after being crushed by a bus, cyclist Ben is being rushed to emergency theatre where consultant general surgeon Peter Coyne will attempt to tackle the most urgent threat to Ben's survival: the heavy internal bleeding from his spleen.
How much has he had then? I know he had some on the road, didn't he? 5 of blood, 5 FFP and 1 platelet. Okay.
The type of surgery that Ben needs is a damage control laparotomy or damage control surgery, and essentially that means opening his abdomen and dealing with the things that are going to kill him within the next half an hour to an hour. A lot of patients we see with that mechanism, so heavy weight crushing them, have injuries that simply cannot be fixed.
Everything was pretty numb. I remember sort of vaguely realising I was under a bus and thinking, well, this doesn't hurt too much, maybe things aren't so bad. I remember being told it was very important to not die, so I did try very hard not to die, and everybody else tried very hard not to let me die.
Statistically, Ben really should not have survived. However, I think because everything worked really well that day, Ben did survive, and he's one of our unexpected survivors, and that is what the team is proud of.
I've got to take antibiotics for the rest of my life because of the lack of spleen. That's just a couple of pills each day. I should make an almost entirely full recovery. You do realise that things could have been very different. So, yeah, you sort of step back and think, well, I could have very so easily not been here.